Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, Andrea. How are you this fine, what is it, Tuesday? Tuesday morning.
Tuesday
Yeah.
morning. It's a beautiful day. Every day is a beautiful day, but Bill, what a conversation we were just having about the having.
Yeah, I know we talked about the having quite a bit yesterday, because you can't talk enough about the book. If
Right.
for those listening to this, if I gave you a book, I hope you've read it at least once, and I hope you go back and read it again. And if you don't have the book, it's I don't know, 13 bucks or something. I know, go to Amazon and buy the book. It's red. You can't
Yeah.
miss it when you go to Amazon. It's by Soo Yoon Lee and Ju Yoon Hong. And don't let the names, because they're uh, Korean names, think that that it's going to be hard to read. It's not going to be hard to read. It's simple to read. It's easier to read than most books
Hmm.
because it hooks you in. And as we were just talking a few minutes ago, the book hooks you with the subject of money, but it's not
Hmm.
about, well, it is about money, but it's the actual underlying thing is about life, about how fantastic your life can be if you actually live in gratitude. Well, if you could do it all the time, you'd just be in this bubble, this bubble. But I mean, the more and more you can live in gratitude. And you and I were talking about things that, I mean, yesterday I was, after the show, hey, I went and got another glass of water. And now every time I get a glass of water, it clicks in my mind again how grateful I am that I have this water cooler that keeps my water nice and cool. How grateful I am that I have the bottles of water sitting there. The guy that drives the water to me so I don't have to go get it. And the list goes on and on and on about a simple thing like water that I have to be grateful for. And it just keeps going. I mean, everything that I'm doing now, sitting in a chair, sitting at my desk, a pen that writes, it just keeps coming up and up and up. And I was telling you earlier, this is a book that I'm not ashamed, but I'm sorry that I haven't been reading it every single day since I first got it last year, instead of just reading it and then laying it down and then reading it and laying it down. And the other two couple times that I read it, I was real impressed with it. I loved it. I was loved it enough that I thought everybody should read it. But now it's so much more. It's so much more impactful to me now. And I know that this is something that will be on my desk or by my chair or by my bed uh, for the rest of my life. This is a book, unless something else comes along better, which I can't imagine, to read. So,
Yeah, it definitely has a huge impact. And I was telling Bill that on my meditation this morning, um, I was sitting there. I have some candles that I light up, and I lit them up, and I was just staring into the flame and just being in the space and feeling genuine gratitude for my meditation room. It's not my bedroom that I'm sitting in, it's not in my office. It's a separate room that is set up for meditation and reading. And um, when you're in a state of gratitude and choosing to feel the joy of everything that you have, which is your life, your breath, your sight, your the ability to feel things. It takes you places that you're like, wow, why didn't I do this sooner? But thank you that I'm doing it right now. You're
you
doing
know,
it right now.
all those things that you mentioned, for just a second, think about if you didn't have them. You think about if you
Absolutely.
didn't have the breath. Well, golly, if I didn't have the breath, I'd be dead. I should be grateful for that, right? If I
Right.
didn't have my eyesight, there are people without eyesight and they're functioning, almost to the same extent that most people are. But you ask them, would they rather have their eyesight or function without it? They're going to tell you they wish they had their eyesight. So be grateful
Mhm.
for your eyes as she rubs her eyes. Yeah. And the same thing with your hearing, and the same thing with the blood flowing through your veins, and every single thing. One of the things I just got out of, and this wasn't our conversation earlier, it was just what you were doing right now, is you're walking the talk. You're not just talking the talk, you're walking the talk, which is refreshing because I know I am. And I know that I can get better at it all the time too. Even though I'm really living in this state of gratitude all the time, I can get better at that. I can get better at uh, doing my visualization sessions, even though I do that every morning. I can get better at everything, but I'm still walking the talk. I'm not just saying to people, I think you should say your affirmations today, or I think you should write a script or a life story, whatever we want to call it. I'm doing it too. I have those things. I use the tools to keep me on my journey. So the more you walk your talk, not you, the more a person walks their talk, the better
Mhm.
life really is. Because if just make sure that your talk and your story is the right talk and the right story. Because if you're telling the wrong story and you're talking the wrong talk and you're walking that, that's why your life is miserable if it's miserable. So if
Absolutely. And I think what's what's important for me anyways is that when you decide and choose to feel good about everything that you have in your life, and that literally means everything. And if I were to take a moment, it'd probably take me a good hour to name every single thing just in this room alone, right? Not up to and including my physical body. And while at times my hair doesn't act the way I like it to and doesn't sit, the curls don't lay where they should, I'm still grateful that I have hair that I can fuss about when it doesn't cooperate,
yeah,
and that I can talk about how my curls lay perfectly, and I can talk about my eyebrows and my eyeballs and the glasses that I have to wear. And while I don't care for the glasses, I'm grateful that I have the ability to get the glasses that can help me and assist in me seeing clearly. And the list goes on and on. So I don't want to spend, this entire conversation talking about, but I could easily name every single thing. I could start pulling books. I'm so grateful about this. And if I've read it, I can talk about a message. But when
it's not
you
only the message, the fact that there is a book, the fact that there was somebody that invented ink, there's somebody
right,
that invented the printing press, there was somebody that invented the binder, there's somebody that actually put it together. I mean, it just goes on
on
and
and
on.
on and on. And because you choose to be in a state of gratitude, it I believe that it definitely speeds up the time that it takes for you to manifest, achieve, or see the things that you want. Again, it's not all revolving around money, but it's about health, it's about love, it's about um, having a sharp, focused mind and being able to create more and be in your space and know that it literally, the possibilities are infinitely available to you. And so, just being in that state of gratitude just makes everything appear as if out of nowhere and miraculous. And you've been doing all the work all along by just being in a state of gratitude. And so I can't recommend enough um, to just make the choice to be grateful every single day that you wake up and you open up your eyes. And I start my day with today is a great day, magnificent day, whatever word comes to mind. But today is, and that is the intention I set. I never say today's going to be a crappy day because it's not. I just won't. And even if it's extremely cold or extremely hot or it's raining outside and I can't go for my morning walk, I'm still grateful that I have an elliptical that I can get on for 15, 20 minutes if I so desire. I do have a treadmill and I could stand on that and walk on that. If I can't make it outside, I have weights that I can lift and I can do so many things. And so if you choose to feel good and you choose to focus on the things that make you feel good, then you can't help but feel good, and you will experience all the things that come with that, everything else that comes with that, whatever that may be. And it's different for everybody, but we all have similar things that we all want. And we all want to be happy. We all want to experience bliss and joy and closer relationships with our loved ones, our friends, our family. It's like, gosh,
yeah, ease and flow. And
yes, and so much more.
and even though we keep saying the word gratitude or the book The Having, it all circles back around to mindset and having a healthy mind. You're
Mhm.
not going to be consistent with gratitude if you don't have a healthy mind. If you don't get your mindset right, uh, you're not going to really accomplish anything on purpose, anything deliberate, unless you get a healthy mind. You may create certain things and say, "Hey, I manifested this," And yeah, you did, but just think about how much better it would be if you had a healthy mind, and how much easier it would be, and how much the days up to the actual manifesting would have been if you had the healthy mind and you create it that way. But when we were talking earlier, you were talking about going into your meditation room,
Mhm.
and you asked for basically for guidance as you were staring at the flame. You were talking. Some people call it prayer. Some people, just call it asking the universe or asking source or whatever. And it's my feeling that we need to do that on a more and more consistent basis. It, you're sitting there in your you're sitting there, first of all, you're sitting there in gratitude, but you're doing your meditation or you're doing your visualization, and these are the things that you're looking for in your life and that you're trying to actually see as already accomplished. Now you need to be able to see the steps or listen and be aware of the steps necessary for your inspired action to actually get there, and asking the universe or source or God, whatever. Again, we call it all kinds of things, because we don't want to leave any of them out. No, no, just because everybody has a different way on how they relate to that higher power. But wouldn't it be nice if you had a conversation with Source and actually got the answers? It's not necessarily when you're sitting in your chair. It could be. You never know. I say chair because I sit in a chair to meditate. A nice recliner, say something to be grateful for, right?
Yes.
But when you're asking, if you're expecting the answer right at that moment and you don't get it, don't say this crap don't work. I'm not going to do this anymore, because you might walk out your door and there's the sign on what your next step should be. And because you're so, yeah, I didn't get my answer. Yeah, Bill's an idiot, type thing. When the answer's staring you in the face as you step out the door, or you turn on the radio, or you listen to your favorite song, or you read your favorite book, and the answer just comes out. Be inspired. Ask the questions and then be inspired by the things that come to you in your daily activities. It might come to you in the middle of the night in your sleep. Just be inspired and recognize the fact that the answer is going to come if you pay attention. But if you don't pay attention, there's a good chance it comes and it goes away. And then by the third time, it slaps you upside the head, like I used to, and it's always going to come back around. But the more you pay attention and the more you are inspired as far as finding the answer, my opinion is the quicker you're going to find what you're looking for.
Absolutely. And when you're deciding to sit down and have a conversation with God, source, the universe, um, again, however you relate to your higher power, it's so important that you ask for guidance and support in recognizing the opportunities and the different things that are available to you. When we go into prayer or when we go into meditation from a mindset of lack, ooh, I don't have enough money. I don't have enough this. I don't have enough that. So when you come from a perspective of lack, when you're having a conversation with God, then essentially you're coming to him begging, can I please have such and such because I don't have it and I really want it? Well, yes, you do want it, but your main focus is on the fact and the point, and your thoughts are surrounded on the fact that you don't have this thing, whatever it is that you want. And so when you change your language, even when you're having a conversation with your source, with God, with the universe, about what it is that you want to experience, ask for guidance, ask for discernment on how to be able to recognize the signs, the nudges, the taps on the head, the things that literally come slam in front of your face when you ask, as quickly as you ask. And some of those answers come as quickly as you ask, and some of them take a little bit of time, but that's when you realize that when you ask for guidance and support to be able to recognize these things, that's what you're getting. You're getting the guidance and you're getting the support and the discernment to be able to see what's around you when an opportunity comes. And so each opportunity that comes available to you, then that's something else that you address. Is this something for me? Am I excited about this opportunity? Or is this just, it's bringing me? So then you need to get clearer on your vision of what it is that you want. Because when we ask for things and we're not specific, we're going to get those things, but they're not going to come how we want them. And so then in your prayer session moment or meditation moment, you then go back in and you get clearer, you get more specific on the things that matter to you, that are important to you, but always ask for guidance, because the guidance will lead you to the next step and the next step and the next opportunity. And then you can decide, because you have that choice, to say, well, this sounds really good for me. I think I'm going to go and dig a little deeper on this particular thing. And when I have the answers after that, then I will make my decision based on that. A perfect example, I have a couple of meetings today that are based on specific things that I'm working towards for my future, for my life. And um, there's the opportunity to just essentially go head in and make certain decisions that involve finances, to be a participant to a specific course. And something told me, because I asked for guidance, have a conversation first. If after the conversation, what you're hearing inspires you to go to the next step, then do that. And if not, be grateful for that conversation. Go in there open with the intent to receive something of value, and be able to connect with yet someone else who can guide you in the direction. So give yourself those opportunities to be open to what source has available for you, and know that if it doesn't feel 100% good, you should not move. So as an example, if you want to buy a phone, and there's an option of two phones, right? We'll just leave it at two, because too many decisions sometimes are overwhelming, but it's two phones. One has certain aspects of it that you absolutely love, and then maybe a couple that you don't really care for, and then another one that has some other options that you like, and then you're looking at price point, but then one may cost more than the other, or whatever the situation is, and something that just feels good to you. If one feels really good and the other one maybe not so good, and it's not bad, but it's not so good, then you go with the one, and then you keep until you feel 100% good about your decision. Even when you're buying a $10 puppet owl, that may to someone else not really mean something, but it brought back a memory of a childhood event at 7 years old, of something that made me feel really, really good. And I would have paid way more if it was just based on that, because it brought me to a time where I was unencumbered by adult thinking. I was a child enjoying a moment, and I was brought back to that moment. And as adults, we lose our childhood innocence,
Innocent.
And we have so much knowledge between the ages of 1 and 7 or 8
Yeah.
than any time after, because then the influence of adults, and we all go through it because we were children once and we have children, grandchildren, and great grandchildren. And when we when we get older, life, we have to become adults. We have to be responsible and pay bills and do things and stuff. So,
We're like a sponge between that and that
yes.
between 1 and 7, 1 and 8, whatever, and we're taking in that's why it's so easy for children to learn multiple languages
Mhm.
at around the age 3, because they're like a sponge. They take it in and they don't have any resistance to it. And then as we get older, we start having resistance. It's funny, some of the things you were saying there. You have meetings today, and before we came on, we were having a discussion about something I did yesterday.
Mhm.
And I'm looking to invest in a program it's salty, for lack of better words, without any necessarily return on investment, if I want to look at it that way,
Mhm.
or no guarantees. I can look at it that way, or I can look at it if I make the decision to do it. Is this going to be beneficial to me,
Mhm.
beneficial to my life, and hopefully I can take it and make it beneficial to other people. But I
Right.
didn't just stop with turning the language around to from what I don't want to what
Mhm.
I want. I talk to people. Yesterday, I had a conversation with the director of the school.
Mhm.
I'm having a conversation tomorrow with somebody who was a student, 2 people tomorrow that were students, to get their input on uh, how what their thoughts on how it was. Just getting an overall really good picture
Right.
of what I'm doing before I actually make the final decision. The final decision will not be whether or not the price is salty. The final decision is going to be based on whether or not I feel like it's beneficial and inspirational for me and that I will love it and enjoy it. That's
Mhm.
the reason. Now, what you talk about the way most people operate their life, they say things like, I want a relationship. I want
Mhm.
a perfect relationship. And then somebody shows up and they say, oh, that person's out of my league. I, you know,
Right.
she's going to want more, or he's going to want more than I have to offer. I'm not, that's not for me.
Right.
The universe provided you the opportunity that could have been a perfect relationship, but you didn't even really give it a chance.
Right.
Or, I want a better job. The opportunity comes up, well, I'm not smart enough. I
Right.
don't have the tools to do that job. I don't know why they even are interested in me. And you keep saying the things that aren't beneficial to you, and you're telling the story of the person that doesn't really know what they want.
Right.
So if you really know what you want, you're going to go get it. You know? I mean, think about it. If you're dying of thirst, you want a glass of water. You're not going to pass it up just because somebody says, oh, there's a speck of dirt in your water there. I wouldn't drink that water. No, you're going to drink the water because you're dying of thirst. And it's the
Mhm.
same thing in any other thing. You may not be dying to have a new job or dying to have a new relationship, but it's not important enough for you to really look and think about it in a way that's your new story instead of your old story. Make sense?
Yep. That definitely resonates. Even again, and I spoke about specificity when you are asking for guidance and support on your journey, is that when things do show up, it doesn't mean that that's the one that you have to take. No one is telling you you have to do anything, but what would be beneficial to you is to allow yourself to be open to the possibility of what this opportunity could bring. And if it doesn't feel 100% all the way good, then that is an indicator in itself that this is not the opportunity for you. And that is okay. So then you get more specific. I want a relationship that is, and name the things that are important to you. Someone who's willing to have conversations with you. Some people don't want to have certain things that other people want to have. Some people find certain things that are less important than what others view as more important. And so that is up to the individual to decide. But no one has to um, make a choice based on the first thing that pops up in front of them, that's when you ask for clarification. That's when you ask for clarity, and you go back in your prayer, you go back in your meditation, and you ask for additional guidance and additional clarity. And when you are listening and when you say, I am open to receive the possibility of what God has to offer me, at that point, you will then receive plenty more than you're capable of even keeping track of. But at that time, you can say, oh, I have this opportunity, that opportunity. This person seems interesting. That person, oh, let me investigate. Let me get to know a little bit more. And then if it doesn't feel, and I'll repeat this 100,000 million times, if it doesn't feel 100% good, then that is not the thing for you to do.
And let me expand on that just a second. It will
Please.
always feel 100% wrong for you if you don't have a healthy mind, if you don't
Correct.
have the right mindset. You can poo-poo anything in your life if
Mm-hmm.
you don't have a healthy mind. So it goes back to your limited beliefs. It goes back to your getting in the way of yourself. You need to clear those things up so that when the opportunities do show up, you can really look at them honestly with rose-colored glasses instead of glasses that are all fogged up. Because there was lots of times in my life that opportunities showed up that I didn't take because of my mind, because of my mindset, not thinking I was ready for it, or not thinking I was good enough for it, or even thinking I was good enough for it, but as I'm going in thinking I'm going to screw this sucker up, So, I mean, you got to get your mind healthy, and then your intuition will help you decide, is this for me or is this not for me?
Definitely, definitely. And so that all just it stems everything always, I believe, from your mindset. If your mindset is wrong, then you will not be able to discern what's good and what's bad. And you'll either make the decision because all these opportunities come and your response or reaction, whichever one you choose, to opportunities that are available to you are based on how you are viewing um, life in itself. Well, I did ask for a better job and this is a better opportunity and they want to meet with me, but I don't have a college degree. That was something I used to say quite often. I don't have a college degree, so I know I'm not going to get it. And I would still go to the interview and I would still pretend to be excited about the fact that someone thought enough to even meet with me to discuss my qualifications and my skills. And while I'm sitting there, I'm nervous as heck, not only because this is a great opportunity, but because they could potentially say, yeah, after speaking with you, I can see and I can tell, and they won't say this out loud, but you have a tendency to present yourself exactly how you're feeling. And we don't know that. But then they'll ask certain questions and you'll answer and you'll fumble and then you'll get stuck and things will go wrong. And this opportunity could have propelled you to the levels that you wanted to go has now been slowed down because you went in, well, I don't have a college degree, so I suck anyways. I don't even know why they even want to talk to me. And you're back to square one, trying to figure out how you can be better, do better, have more. But because you don't think that you are better and can have more and can do more, well, you get the point. You're
You know,
stuck.
if something excites you, there's a reason it excites you. So if you get excited about something and 5 minutes later you're telling yourself, I can't do this, or this is why I won't do this, or this is why I won't get this, there's something wrong. There's something wrong in your mind. Your mind is not right because you got excited for a reason. There's got to be a reason you got excited, and you're pushing that aside, and all you're doing is thinking about the reasons that you shouldn't be excited, and that's the wrong story. So how do you fix that? You fix that. There's a couple reasons or a couple ways. First, start by coming to our imagination party on January 25th, where we will concentrate. The focus is going to be on with our mind movies and our imagination session on gratitude and self-love. That's a way. It's Saturday, the 25th of January at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You need to register. You can get the link off of our Facebook groups, or either today or tomorrow. I'll post it in the comment sections of one of our things as well. So that's a way. surround yourself with people that are in a positive mindset, people that they may not be 100%, you know, healed, let's say that, you know, their
Mhm.
minds might not be 100%. You'll find very few people that are like that. In fact, every thought leader that you will run into, if you ever run into any, will tell you they're still growing. They're still learning. Every day is just something else that's going to help them, but they have the open mind because their mind is right. So you surround yourself with people, join groups, listen to YouTube videos like this. Things that will keep you learning and keep you growing. So that's another way. Another way is going to be when we kick off our signature program, which is going to be later this month or next month, which is really going to be focused on mindset and
Mhm.
limiting beliefs and getting you out of the hell out of your own way. Because
Yeah,
that's who's stopping you. I'm not stopping you. Andrea's not stopping you. You know, your boss is not stopping you. You are
or
stopping.
stopping.
So you can join our, you know, you can get a hold of us and we'll get you involved in our program, which is going to be based on a lot on mindset, self-love, gratitude, but it's all really does come down to getting a healthy mind for no matter what you're struggling with. So there's oh, and read The Having.
Mhm.
There's so many different things that you can do to help you grow each and every day and help your mind get that much more healthy.
Absolutely. And just if you continue to take take the steps necessary. And so sometimes it's not how many steps, just taking a step towards. And when you begin to in on your journey, focus on that you're doing things a step at a time and maybe practice an affirmation like, um, I am in the frequency of connecting with individuals that help me on my journey. I am in the frequency or in the vibration of receiving opportunities, connections, or different things that will help me to achieve my dreams and my goals. And so when you put yourself out there and you leave yourself open for these infinite possibilities to become noticeable to you because they're already there. It's just that if you're not on the right vibration, on the right frequency, you're not going to notice them, feel them, hear them, see them, or anything because you're still operating on that. Well, I'm not good enough. Well, I don't think I can do this. And like you said, the universe responds, God responds, says, I got you. Your wish is my command.
You have to talk in languages of I am and I have and
Mhm.
what if in a positive way, not in a negative way. Don't say what if the world is gonna blow up tomorrow. You know,
Right.
what if everything always works out for me? You know, all is
Exactly.
well. All is well. To borrow that from Abraham, I believe. So
Yes.
that's the kind of language you need to speak in as much as possible. Get to 51% of the time that you're talking in language like that, and you're on your way. And then you just keep
Absolutely.
moving from there and get it as high as you can get it. One step can change your entire life.
Absolutely.
Whether it's the first step or the 10th step, you never know when that one step is going to be what is the difference between where you are now and where you want to be. And we can help you on that. And I have a book. I'm not trying to sell you a book. I can get free PDF with 1,300 different affirmations on things for your whole life and different aspects of your life. If you want it, send me a message. As long as you have an email, I'll send you a copy of it free of charge. It'll give you a basis on how to write your own affirmations, or you can just use the ones that I wrote in there. I think it's 1,300. It's a whole lot of affirmations. So
Yes, it's a lot for different areas of life. And so, as we come to a close, we want to thank those of you listening. If you've found value in what we've discussed today, or you know of anyone that would find value in the message that we've shared in our discussion today, please share the YouTube channel. If you yourself are getting value and you haven't already subscribed, please do. We are working to grow and expand our reach to millions of people all over the world. And the beauty of social media and YouTube is that it can be seen anywhere, just about. And so we really truly appreciate those of you listening. We welcome comments, and if you want to have Bill and I have a discussion about a specific topic that is of interest to you, share that in your comments, and we'll be happy to have a discussion on that. Again, we appreciate you listening. Our next or first imagination party for 2025 is on January 25th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. We welcome you all. Seats are limited, or Zoom windows are limited to the first 100. But come one, come all, everyone is welcome. If you have more than one person in your family that would want to join you, bring them. It's a safe space to talk about self-love
Yeah,
and gratitude.
gratitude and self-love is what it is.
That'll
This
be our
month.
topic. Yes.
The topics every month we change it, but it's a safe space. You can bring anything up
Yes.
in this, and we'll talk about it. Even if the Zoom room stays open just for one person, we'll keep it
Right.
open just to talk. Uh, it's a place that can inspire you if you're not already doing it, but to take the next step.
Mhm.
And that's what we're trying to do. We're not trying to get a million followers or a million likes. That would be nice because then that means we should be inspiring a million people or 2 million people. Our goal is to help people. Our goal is to help individuals grow, to give them tools or words, whatever it is, that keeps them on the path that gets them to where they want to be. And then
Mhm.
it's such a fantastic feeling when somebody says to you, I talked to you, 6 months ago, and now look at me. It's really,
Mhm.
really, that feels better than any dollar in my wallet. So
Absolutely.
that's what we're doing. We're here to inspire people and to help people understand that it is possible. It's possible
Yes,
for everybody. So that's it
definitely.
from me.
Yes, indeed. It's the same for me. And until next time,
There you go. Until next time,
toodaloo, darlings.
carry on. Sayonara. See ya.
Adios.